Hi, friend. I was just about ready to get into the pool, and I just was thinking about my intention when entering the water, and that was something that I wanted to share with you because it was brought about by an experience that I had in the fall, and I wanted to kind of tell you the story about it, just kind of off the cuff. And it was very profound. It was like nothing I have ever experienced in my life. In my life. And I will try to describe it as best as I can, but I know for certain I will not even touch how it actually felt. And what I'm referring to is a practice of water therapy called Watsu. Watsu came about in the 80s by Harold Dole. He was a massage therapist and he had practiced in Japan with shiatsu, Zen shiatsu massage. And he saw the benefits of doing it in water and basically combined shiatsu and the water and made Watsu and started doing massage in the water. And when I heard of this, people had told me about it, knowing that I was going to go and do it. And they said, they were trying to explain it to me like I'm trying to explain it to you now. And they were also saying how it was one of the best experiences of their life. And that you're being floated in the water. And I thought, how could that even be possible that would be one of the best experiences of my life? And it turns out it was. So basically what it is I was working with a practitioner who was a massage therapist and had been for years, and then went and trained to become a Watsu practitioner. And so the one that I went to was super cool. It was in a yurt. It was an above ground pool. So I walked up a few little stairs and then down the other side to get into the pool. And it was a saltwater pool, but they had done some sort of circulation or filtering system that there was not a lot of salt in the water by the time it was all filtered through. So basically we started, it's just her and I. There is no one else. There are no windows. It is really just the two of you. The water is very warm. The environment is very warm, just temperature wise, and also very inviting. And now I'm a pretty rigid person, I would say. I would use to describe myself, and I don't relax much. And so I'm pretty intense. And I'm like, okay, let's just see how this goes. But I do go and get massages regularly just to take care of my muscles so I'm better able to serve dogs and live a longer life, not being not having aches and pains and whatnot. But anyway, so it's her and I, and we're standing there in the water together, and we start with some exercises, kind of like a Tai Chi, like a very baby Tai Chi, some just fluid moves and just feeling the water and just kind of just relax. Can we just be here in this moment together? And then she put on some weights, or not weights, but like flotation things on my legs, like my ankles. And then she came in and we started working. Now, when you're doing Watsu, it's very much in close proximity. You are not in control at this time as much as you want to be. You start off on your back in the water, and your practitioner is holding you, and they're very close to you, which can be a hard thing for some people if you don't prefer that. But if you can just let that part go, it is absolutely incredible. And so your body can move in ways that it absolutely cannot do on land. It takes all the pressure off of your joints and muscles. And so You can also really work on your breath when you're in the water and your practitioner is trying to um, do this kind of water breathing, and they're letting you exhale and then you'll sink into the water, and then when you inhale you'll into the come up in the water, and they'll just let you kind of get a rhythm first. It's all very, very gentle, it's very slow, and she starts manipulating you in the water, and I am pretty much fully submerged. There are times, when your head is about, everything is underwater except about this much. There are times where your head is a little bit more above the water, and that was a concern of mine. I remember when she was holding me, she was right here facing me, and so my arm was basically on the back side of her. It was just supposed to hang down, and this arm is just floating out here. It's doing whatever it wants to do. And so she's in close to me, holding me and doing stretches, and acupressure. And so this arm, I noticed I was catching myself going as if I was going to catch myself from falling, as if she didn't have me. If she accidentally dropped me, I would catch myself. And I thought to myself, like, what are you doing, Steph? Like, she's a professional, let go. And so then I would drop my arm and it would just float like normal. And then all of a sudden, there it was again. And I'm like, stop it. So then I would like relax my arm, and I had to tell myself to relax this whole time. And every now and again, my arm would come out here as if she was going to drop me, and I would come crashing down to the bottom of the pool. Not one time did I ever feel unsafe. Not one time. It was just this trying to be in control, maybe. I had not released that much control in the space in my life. And I just had to let go and let her travel with me in the water, and feeling the pressure of the water and how healing that is. And I just think about how water is so powerful in that, as soft as it can be incredibly hard, and it can erode things. I mean, it's like, it's so powerful. And I mean, it can erode things without chemicals being added. I mean, it's just natural water. And so but yet it can be so gentle and cozy, and people who enjoy baths, it brings them comfort to be in that water. So it's just mind blowing how powerful water really is. And, so while she's manipulating me, she's doing all of these stretches, which feels so good. And I then started to relax into it. She would do some repetitive motions, and that was really soothing to me. And I would stop doing this arm brace, and that it just kind of went away. And the further into the session we went, the more I would relax, and she would swish around. And there were times where she would put a neck brace on me, and so I could just float there, and she would transfer down to the my lower extremities and be massaging, and she could just do this slight wave, if you will, and your body should just go with it. And she could see areas of concern because your body wouldn't rotate with that flow. Something would catch in the way, it would just catch, and then it would go. And she'd go, oh, you're having a problem. Mine was in this shoulder. And she goes, do you have some aches in that shoulder? And I was like, I do have aches in that shoulder. How did you know this? She goes, oh, it's not moving in the water like it should be. So clearly that's an area, we're going to work on there. And it was so relaxing. I could have fallen asleep. This is something that, like, I can go to sleep places, but stay asleep is a hard thing for me. And I was so relaxed. I could have just been swishing around in that water with her. I mean, and just fallen asleep like a baby. And that is also something that they compare it to a lot, that this is really bringing you back to being in utero, that you are surrounded by water, you're surrounded by warmth and safety and comfort, like you were when you were in utero. And that can get a little woo-woo for some people, I know, but it really does make sense to me after having experienced this. And I was so comfortable. I could have just fallen asleep. I could have stayed there forever. It was so comforting. And she just could manipulate my body in ways that I've never had happen before. And it was comfortable though. There was never any discomfort throughout the whole entire session. It was about an hour, maybe a little bit longer, and it was nothing but gentle and comfort. There was no pain involved in all of the stretching. And I had no words by the time we were done. So I was going to drive back to where I was staying, and I thought I was going to tell everybody about how wonderful it was, and I had no words. For the first time, like, I had nothing to say. I was absolute at peace. I was at my calmest moment. I was just like, I'm just gonna drive home and just ride this out. Like, I'm so comfortable right now. And when I was leaving the practitioner, Emily, she said that her, Harold Dull told her when she was working with him, that if every town had a Watsu pool, there would be world peace. I'm like, wow. Wow, that's saying something. So I highly recommend that if you can find a Watsu pool, do it. And I also keep in mind how I felt when I was in the pool. And that is what I am searching for and trying to create for the dogs that I'm holding in the pool. And this is what I always keep in the front of my brain when I'm entering the water with a dog, knowing what it felt like to have to release control, and that is what they are about to have to do or are asked to do, so therapy and healing can take place. That when I hold them in the water, they're going to want to brace, and I just need to be a safety net for them and allow them time to learn that I've got them, that I am their safety net, that I am never going to drop them to the bottom of the pool. They have to be allowed time to learn that, and I have to earn that trust. And I think it's not that I didn't know that before Watsu, it's just now I have an understanding of what it actually feels like to let go and trust someone completely, that they're not going to drop you to the bottom of a pool. To let go of, the anxiety and the fear and the unknown and everything that the dog is feeling when I'm holding them. My practitioner didn't rush me, and I won't rush the dogs that are in my pool. I need to be very conscious of their breath, their heartbeat, what their muscles feel like. Are they tense? Are they relaxing into me? And just allow space for them to get used to this idea of letting go. And Watsu really gave that to me. It really drove it home, and I highly recommend that to experience it once in your lifetime. It is worth every penny. What everyone told me before I went, they were absolutely right. I know I'm not explaining it, just like I didn't think they were explaining it to the degree of how powerful it is. So again, I just encourage you to go and experience it, and I would love to hear what your experience was like. Okay, friends, now I'll go get into the water, and please feel free to ask me any questions anytime, and enjoy the videos of the links of Watsu sessions that I found. But like I said, if you have any questions, let me know. All right, bye-bye.